Hi everybody, welcome to True Once. This is where I am going to try to help you to decide if it will stay a want or become a need. If you are new to my channel, I really hope you will choose to subscribe. It's free and it's easy. It's the red button that's right underneath this video. If you press it and it turns gray, you're in. It's that simple. There's also a bell that's beside that subscribe button, and I recommend that you press it. What ends up happening, it's called the notification bell, is YouTube will send you one email notifying you that I just uploaded a brand new video. You will see a picture in your inbox with the title of what the video is all about. And if you press on the picture, it acts like a shortcut and it takes you directly to the video. I use it, I enjoy it, and I want to make sure that you guys know about it as well. And before I forget, if you're enjoying my content, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, because supposedly that's really important on the YouTube platform. So if you're enjoying my video. Okay. Today, if you've seen a previous video of mine that I did, I am so excited. I found out about this brand called Provisions in the drugstore world, and as excited I was about the LA Girl and the Physicians Formula and a couple of other brands that are new to me here, I was always hesitant about the Provision brand because the price point was almost too good to be true. And I kept seeing videos throughout, here and there, and everyone was getting really excited about a new one that just came out with some of the darker, because a lot of the purples are in now and all that. And there was one that I always had on my sheet that said, if I ever see in the store for this brand Provisions, this palette called Mirage, I'm going to jump on it and I'm going to finally test out that product, because that's the one that caught my eye online. And it wasn't showing up anywhere that I was, going or seeing. And then I finally saw it and I did a video on it, and it absolutely blew me away. And this was their more expensive one, like over, I think, 35 shades. And I think this one was $12.95. Blew me away. I said, okay. Then I know when I was in the store, there was a second one that I saw in there that was $7.95. And it was a smaller version. It was like the normal size palette that I usually take when I travel and things like that. And the colors looked so familiar to me. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna buy it, and then I'm gonna check it against my higher end palette that I have at home and see if they're close or if it's just in my head, because I have so many palettes. I'm not sure if it was something I saw online or something that was in my stash, or anyways. So the one that I chose from Provision, and this one was $7.95, it is called the AmberEyes. And I might be late to the game on all of this, but like I said, I am new to the States in reference to getting boxes and having access to all these brands. And when I lived in Canada, all my purchases were always either drugstore, or later on it became through the shopping channels. I never bought drugstore. It just wasn't in my realm. I have changed my tune on this tenfold. I am so impressed with drugstore here in the States. From CoverGirl on, CoverGirl has changed their brand. I've enjoyed their True Blend brand, unbelievable. My day-to-day powder is from Maybelline. That Fit Me powder blew my mind. I'm enjoying Physicians Formula, the Milani brand. I can go on and on. I'm just so impressed with it. So there is something for everybody in price points. But when it came to eyeshadows, I always was more concerned, because I always felt like the formulas and things would be different and I wouldn't get the vibrancy. When I swatched that Provision, and if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It'll blow your mind. It blew mine. So this is the one that I wanted to see if it was what they consider, on YouTube, a dupe. So dupes to me are never a dupe of formulas, because obviously the higher end brands will use different formulas than the drugstore, but sometimes the drugstore can use great formulas too, because everything is based on volume. As soon as you're in the manufacturing world, or you know anything about the manufacturing world, your prices go down substantially based on volume. And obviously in the drugstore, the volume is there. This Provision brand, I know when it first came out, the price point was so low that it wasn't even in my realm. I wasn't going to touch it. And I still was in that mindset of drugstore, not for me. like I said, completely changed my tune. My day-to-day foundation is from a Walmart brand. It blows my mind, like the hard candy, which I've mentioned to you guys in the past. If you haven't seen my back to school that I did in September, which I went there just to do a video because my channel was new. I went into the drugstore and I picked up a couple of things that were new brands to me. Still using it to this day. It's like, I can't tell you, I'm like a kid in a candy store here. I cannot believe what I'm able to find at the price points that I'm able to find. And I know that we all get so many eyeshadow palettes in all of these boxes that we get. So, but then I had to take a step back, and not all of us who watch the channels, including me prior to having a channel, I wasn't getting boxes. So finding these steals and these deals was what I lived by. And if someone recommended something in the drugstore, I was always disappointed because not all the brands that are available here are available in, you know, the UK or in Canada and things like that. So, and it just, I am so happy that I'm able to share not only what's in my boxes, but if I find deals or sales of the brands that we all know and love, but also if we find a drugstore brand that a price point of $7.95 for an array of shadows. I mean, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 shadows for $7.95 with a brush. With a brush, that's a nice brush. It's not one of those, you know, years ago it used to be those little guys with two foam tips on it. I mean, it's like mind-blowing what's going on in drugstore here. Anyways, okay, long story short, this is what I saw. I didn't swatch or anything. I'm going to do that here to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same quality as we had before. But the one that it caught my eye, and as you know, I keep all my stuff in the actual retail boxes because when I travel, and trust me, if this is anything close to this ain't coming with me, because when these break, your heart breaks. When $7.95 breaks, you go to the drugstore and you get another one. So this is the the Urban Decay Naked Heat. And this also came with a brush. Granted, this is dual-sided, and it came with a mirror, okay? But we're talking $50 compared to $7.95. So if you see these gorgeous makeup looks that, you know, these girls do, and they're using the Urban Decay, and I mean, when Jaclyn Hill was, you know, years ago, we used to watch her, and anything she suggested we ran out to get because there weren't all these other options. So if you liked that color, you went out to buy that color. Now, if you can get something similar at the drugstore for $7.95 and you can create a similar look for a lot less, this is where you play. So I'm not saying don't get the Naked Heat. I mean, I have it and I love it, but this is what blew my mind. I was right on the money with it being really almost an exact match dupe to the, you know, the type of colors that you're going to get and the type of looks that you're going to get. So that's what blew my mind. I was totally blown away. Am I happy I have the Naked Heat? Not only do I have the Naked Heat, I have the little guy too that I was taking when I was traveling because I always was concerned because I once took a really expensive palette with me and it got destroyed, and I put it on my hand luggage and I did everything right, and then when I got to my destination it was a disaster. So now I try to either, you know, travel with smaller guys, but sometimes I'm gone for a lot longer than what those smaller guys, because if you're like me, we change our mind with what we think we're going to pack and take and wear, and then when we get there we don't end up wearing half the stuff that we took, so we buy some more stuff and then we don't have the shades to match. And being a girl is fun, but I wanted to make sure that if I can take a whole palette like this, it's a win for me. So let's do a couple of swatches and then we'll see if the colors are as, you know, as good as. And then, like I said, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I might be late to the game. You guys might not already know about this, or maybe you don't have Profusion in your area, but I checked online and some of these are even available on Amazon, which means it's available to all of us. So, and the same prices that are on Amazon are in the drugstore. So, you know, and if you're Prime, it's free freight. So everything is great. So it's all positive, positive, positive. So we're going to take a couple of the colors here. I'm not going to go with the lightest ones because those don't always show up well on camera because it's close to your skin tone. So I'm going to take what I consider to be the colors that I know I'm going to use to the death of me. So this one, oh, and they even have names on the thing. The Mirage one had it on the sheet of paper. This is $7.95 a brush, which is a really nice brush. Doesn't have a number on it, but it does say Provision. And all right, okay. So it says ideal, chatty, excited, likable. These are all names. Outgoing, certain, fearless, dapper, bite, outspoken, madly, and cozy. So you got your all over, you got your deep shades, you got your maroons, and then you got your pops of color here, and then like this is so me. Okay, so we got outgoing, which is the first one here. The next one is fearless, and then I'm going to take outspoken. So those are these here. So these are the matte guys, and I'm going to put it on my hand here. Yeah, they're beautiful. Okay, look at that. And you saw I did one swipe, and then I just did one up and down on the middle one. I am blown away. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my facial wipe and just remove this from my fingers as best I can, and then just take a towel to wipe off the wet. And then I'm going to go in with there is a little bit of fallout I'm going to show you in this pan. I didn't see that in the Mirage one at all, but this one does have it, if you can see over there. All right, and now I'm going to take this similar colors. This one is in Excited, Certain, and Bite. And that's what they look like here. Yeah. It's crazy. Oh my God. All right. I am totally blown away. So if you've been disappointed, or you didn't want to spend the money on, these warm palettes that were such the rage, and to me, they're still my go-tos. I'm trying to get into the purple game, which is ironic because years ago, purple was all I ever put on my lids. And now, whenever I put purple on, I find it drains me. And when I put these on, I feel like I come alive every time I use these warm palettes. So I'm just going to take the brush, and yeah, there's a lot of kick up in the, see, as soon as I put the brush in, there, that's the one I just did with the kick up. That's the amount that ended up on the brush though. And I'm just going to try to do it. Yeah, it's beautiful. But there is going to be a lot of fallout. So that's the only thing that, if that's something that is a concern to you, that's the only downfall in reference to this product. With that said, I was so blown away the first time, because I bought the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it, just based on the internet and how everybody was going crazy on YouTube in reference to the one in the lilac color. Oh God, Renaissance, Modern Renaissance. I go blank every time. Anyways, so I did that, and the first time I put my blush in, I do my foundation first. That's just who I am, because I'm always the type that I care more about my face, that if I don't have enough time and I gotta run out, I could do a quick eye look, with just the bronzer on my eye and get out the door. The face to me is where I like to always start. So when there's a lot of fallout in a product, I always get a little bit more concerned, and I just wasn't expecting that from an Anastasia Beverly Hills type of product, and the fallout was ridiculous. So now I know, and I do the old with the brush over the sink. I can never not do my makeup now, not in the bathroom. Over the sink, I have a mirror, and I stand and I do my makeup, because at the end, I see in the sink before I leave, I clean up that sink area, and I cannot believe how much fallout from all the shadows of just doing this makes the biggest difference, and I never knew to do that. So if you're doing your makeup first and you have a palette that the colors are there, you're gonna definitely, I mean, that's with a brush, how the color is. I mean, compared to, that was one swipe with the brush you saw. So you're getting your color payoff. As long as these are blendable, and which I just did here, and the color doesn't blend away, you're gonna be great. And if it does, then take another dab at it and go again. But this is where you play. And then if you fall in love with some looks that you come up with and you're not happy and you tried it with primer and tried it without primer and you saw that there wasn't whatever, then invest in the bigger palettes. But until you play, this is the price point that you play with. This is the price point that you travel with. Then you're not disappointed. And like I said, if you get the boxes like I do, you'll end up with some of those higher end palettes at prices that you didn't go out and spend like I did, you know, the over $50. I'm pretty sure I got this on sale because when I came here, you wait a minute and there's another sale. So I'm sure I didn't pay full price for this, but I'm sure I paid over 20 at least for something like this, which I thought was a fantastic deal. But like I said, for $7.95, if you're going to try and you want to play, or if you're new to makeup, this is where you go. And if you can find this Profusion Cosmetics, like I said, they had all these different array of colors. This one caught my eye because this was one of my favorite palettes. And I never hit pan because I have so many eyeshadow palettes, and like I change every day which one I'm going to use. I never get into the habit anymore of that's what's in my makeup bag, that's what I use. Because if you've ever traveled or have to travel for a living or that type of thing, once you get stuck with one palette for, you know, 4 days, 5 days, you don't want to look at that palette. You want to start playing with something else. That's me anyways, and that might just be being a makeup junkie. But this is a form for me. It's no different than, you know, wanting to change your jewelry or wanting to have fashion jewelry and you want to change your look. We love being able to do that. And when the price points are like that at the drugstore and the quality is there and the colors are available to us, which to me is so important, because then you can create those fantastic looks that you get to see some of the YouTubers that we all sit down and watch and try to get ideas from. Then you're able to play. Anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys. I know I'm overly excited sometimes, but like, you have to understand this is all new to me. So everything is a new find, and I want to make sure that I share that with you guys, and that if maybe you're like me and you didn't, you know, purchase stuff in the drugstore because you didn't think, I'm hoping that this channel will change your mind, or at least introduce you to a couple things that maybe you will try. So that's what I loved about YouTube for me. It introduced me to so many things that maybe were out of my price point, or price points that I didn't think I'd have access to, or brands that I didn't know about that were available in the drugstore for me here. So like I said, I saw it available on Amazon, which means it's available to all of us. So I hope that you're enjoying these type of videos. If you are, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please share with me down below if you're using anything from Profusion and what's your favorite palette from them, because then I'll keep my eyes open for that one as well. Like I said, you can indulge when your price points are like this. At least I know that's my comfort zone, that I like to have quantity, and if I can get the quality to match, then that's, to me, a win-win. And I really felt with the Mirage palette, I did get that. So, but, you know, with Too Faced, some of their palettes I absolutely love, and some of them I felt the quality wasn't there. So, like I said, I'm not sure that the quality on this is the same as the quality on this, so I've got to play and learn more, but I'm willing to play and I'm willing to learn more. So at this price point, I can do that. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. Thank you for finding my channel and sharing my channel. And I will see the rest of you in my next video. Bye for now.